to flip something or just? He's pretty close. He's on regular announcements and. He's pretty close. He's on regular announcements and. All right, it's 6:04. We'll start the September 27th regular session of the Economic Development Corporation. Everybody is here present except Daryl. The September 27th regular session of the Economic Development Corporation. We have nobody signed up to speak. So at this time, we're going to go to executive session pursuant to 551.071, consultation with the city attorney pertaining to any matter which the duty of the city attorney under the Texas disciplinary rules of professional conduct may conflict with Texas Open Meeting Act. And pursuant to 551.074, deliberate the appointment or employment evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of a public officer. Pursuant to 551.072, deliberation regarding the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property. And last, pursuant to 551.087, deliberation regarding commercial financial information that the governmental body has received from a business prospect that the governmental body seeks to have locate, stay, or expand in or near the territory of the governmental body and which the governmental body is conducting economic development negotiations. It is 6:05. Is conducting economic development negotiations. It is 6:05. Okay, at 6:45, we'll close the executive mission or executive meeting. We have no decisions or announcements about that. Back into open session, and since Mr. Hughes and company is here, we would prefer to go out of order and start with y'all since y'all been patiently waiting for us. So an update on Kennedale Town Center by Mr. Craig Hughes. So update on Kennedale Town Center by Mr. Craig Hughes.
Happy to announce that building 6 vacancy is 100.
Great.
So Emery Grace Salon that was in the old Station 287 Bar Grill outgrew her space, and so we moved her up. So she was our first anchor tenant in building 6. And since then, we've done the event spot, which is going to take 1,875 feet or so. Mr. Wally's Pickles, who's open and operating at Emery Grace Salon. Then we have Simple Simon's Pizza, which is still about 45 days away. They're having a hard time getting their kitchen equipment in. The space is pretty much ready, but they're just kind of waiting on their kitchen equipment. And then behind that, the little two office space is Keytron Cybersecurity and Key Financial. So we're 100% leased there, and we backfilled Emery Grace's salon with Daiquiri Domain. So the only vacancy we have now is still the infamous community med space that's been vacant for way too long. So with that, we've we're in the design for building 3, which I don't know if you guys have our master plan, the yellow building in the middle.
So we don't, we did look at it online.
So we've been marketing this, and we're actively in design for 11,000 square foot building. And I think, Rosie, did you put in her packet the elevation, the renderings, and then the floor plan? So we've got about 75% of that building committed, not leases, expressive interest, very serious interest. So we feel like once we build that building, I mean, we could start that building with 2 or 3 or 4 pre-leases. That could be as much as 50% pre-lease before we stick the shovel in the ground. So very encouraged about that. That building on the east end, we've got a really nice high-end. I don't know if you have the elevations, but we've got a 2-story end. We could have some nice volume, nice sit-down restaurant, which Kennedale really needs. A nice Italian, Mexican food, what have you. And it's going to have a large outdoor patio and a nice walk-in entry. And so we're very excited about that. We don't have any commitments for that part of it, but pretty much the rest of the building is again committed. It's not leases. Once we price the building and let everybody know what the rent is, I think we're going to be in good shape. But so we're very encouraged about that.
Well, I'm happy you got it looking good.
Yeah.
Everybody's busy over there, opening everything up, moving in there.
Yep.
Looking forward to the pizza place opening up.
Yep. So that's, lead times on Venahoods. The Venahood took forever to get, ordered and in. So they should, the space is virtually ready for them to occupy. We're just waiting on their equipment to come in. But one of the things that, we'd like to try to preempt is as we dealt with, the refinance when we refinanced last time and, the commitment from the KEDC about the ground lease subordination to our loan. We'd like to just kind of, start early on so that we don't have the issues that we had last time so that we can just smoothly go through and get this thing financed. So just wanted to kind of raise that same issue that we went through on, on every building that we've ever built. Any questions? We're looking to probably put $3 million more, $4 million more in that next building. We do have some interest actually in building 2 in between the police department and the Dollar General. That building it's back tucked away, so it needs to be a destination tenant. Retail tenants want to be visible on the freeway, so we're talking to a daycare and an indoor kids play. Something that's a destination that I think fits well back in that tucked around. This is by far our toughest building. It has the least visibility. Retail likes visibility. But we're encouraged about some activity on that. So hopefully we have some good news there. We also Dollar General. So building 1 is owned by the Kennedale Economic Development Corporation. Dollar General is coming up for renewal. I think I've sent some stuff to you, Daryl. We're going to renew them. They have been on this old lease. So they signed a lease 20 years ago, probably, with 3 fixed rate renewal options. That was a terrible lease, frankly. Very one-sided to them. Their options are, their options are now expired after this last renewal. So my recommendation is we're going to go back and put them on a modern, fair lease. That's fair to the landlord, you all.
More of a market value.
Absolutely. I mean, they're getting a steal, basically.
Can we also have them move their building into the modern era as well?
I think we have the opportunity to make sure they, we're constantly, I know.
You walk in there and it looks like you're transported back to the 1970s.
Yeah. Yep. I'm with you. And
I mean, I'm okay with that, but
all their carts out front.
Yeah.
We're constantly riding them on keeping it clean, and it's so what I'd like to have in the new lease is make sure they keep their space clean, all those carts put away, and if they don't do it, we charge them, and we take care of it and charge them for it.
I did have a question though. Currently in building number 3, you have it. You have a space leased out to Bravo Eats. They're already in building number 6, I think it is.
Yeah, building 7 actually.
Building
yes.
7. What's going to go into building 7 at their location?
So we actually have the Daiquiri domain. Not that, very preliminary, but Daiquiri domain wants to do a breakfast concept. So we're talking to them about immediately backfilling that. That's a great space. It's a nice little small kitchen.
The last time I spoke to you personally, not on this board, but on a city council board, we were talking about e-tron, which is not currently open to customers. It never has been and never will be. Why were we told that it was and then it's not?
That's what their concept was, that they wanted to have a retail space. They're all online, as we all know.
We do now.
And they said they were gonna have a storefront and open. They've not done that.
So would that not be a contractual obligation that they did not fulfill?
So that
The
was
only reason
not,
I'm asking is because when I go to the town center, I want to spend my money in locations.
right.
So if we're not going to have locations that are going to be open, do they need to be to the public? Do they even need to be there?
Well, they're generating a tremendous amount of sales tax,
Okay,
which, you know, the karate place that was there before was zero.
Yeah.
So, you know, they are generating probably 100 grand or more in sales tax a year, or hopefully more than that as their business grows. Can we make them do retail for the lease? No. So we, you know.
all right. I think I'm very impressed with what you've done in the last year that since we've spoken personally. I look forward to it, and you know, I think building two would be a great option for a daycare or something like that for our, for the citizens of Kennedale, for those who work. So that would be great. And also activity center would actually be a great area. So, thank you.
Yeah. We also, you know, the upcoming Christmas season, I want to work with you all about, you know, putting lights and being supportive. Obviously, we're 100% aligned with you guys and that. And so Daryl, when, you know, over the next couple of weeks, let's sit down together and figure out what we need to do to be good corporate partners with you guys. Yeah. Yeah. So are we doing a trunk and treat this year? Okay. That's fantastic. You know, so October 1st, a lot of these new tenants and buildings, they're going to be coming on board. Like to do something to welcome them kind of from the city or the EDC or just wanted to kind of throw some thoughts out. Do we, you know, I know Mr. Wally's Pickles is going to do kind of a grand opening on the roughly around October the 15th. Simple Simons, you know, whenever they get their equipment, we're going to have a grand opening. So I'd kind of like to partner with you guys and the city council and Chamber of Commerce and, you know, try to do a big hurrah that, you know, just to kind of promote those businesses. So just any thoughts on that? I'd like to, you know, just put that out there to see what we, you know.
They become part of the chamber.
Yeah. Who's running the chamber these days?
Joe Taylor.
Could you forward his contact to me at
You want his number? I'll get it to you before we, just a minute.
yeah, I've never met him. I would have thought maybe he would have reached out to me, but love to interact with him and create some synergies. Please do. Love to interact with him and create some synergies.
A lot of things that we're trying to
Please do.
get moving along.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's, I think that benefits all of us. But especially the tenants, which is obviously the main for us here. Well, we're excited to be outside the COVID. I mean, that was pretty devastating for retail. It just kicked us in the teeth. There was 2 years of
Misery.
nothing.
Before I did leave, I did want to go ahead and just mention one thing. In your contract negotiations coming up with Dollar General, I would actually like it to be in the contract that they actually do something with the inside of that building. Because it's just, like I said, they need to be a little bit more modern. It's fairly dirty inside there.
Yeah, very.
So I know it used to be an old grocery store, and before that it was a True Value hardware store. So
Vineyards,
yeah,
way back in
those-
the day.
yep. So if we can modernize them just a little bit, that'd be awesome, because I can literally go down the street to any of the other 3 or 4 in the area, and they look like they were just built, even though they were built later.
Yeah,
So I would like for that to be part of your contract
yeah,
negotiations.
we couldn't agree more with you. I mean, I think we can require that. I don't think we can require that.
I would like for that to be part of your contract.
Well, it's kind of a negotiation, so we're gonna raise their rent. For sure. They're in there pretty cheaply. We're gonna raise their common area maintenance. You know, they've grandfathered themselves in where they're not keeping up with the upkeep. Each tenant should be paying their pro rata share of the expenses of the building. And they've got themselves locked into a really cheap rate. We're gonna correct that. And I think we're gonna, you know, I think Mr. Connor, we're gonna require them to invest in their facility. Which is, and we're gonna require them to keep the front of their building clean. I mean, we're constantly getting on them for, you know, the trash, you know, around their dumpster and all the, you know, junk in front of their building and it's, you know, that, like I say, our hands are tied because of a crummy lease that's been involved with this thing, but we're gonna correct that this next time for sure. And also, can't believe it's already been almost 5 years, but got a call from the 2 ladies that own the antique mall. They're up for renewal in a year, and they're, you know, wanting to pursue a renewal. So pretty exciting that, you know, that they're doing well and want to renew and stay. So there's another opportunity to kind of increase our cash flow for that building. Yeah. A little different scenario than it was 2 years ago or 4 years ago even. So we're encouraged and we're, you know, moving upward and onward. A little different scenario than it was 2 years ago or 4 years ago even.
Anybody have any other questions?
Moving upward.
Greg, I thank you for giving us all the
Absolutely.
information. Mr. Wong, Miss. I really like what's going on. I'm sort of glad we made the decision to keep everything going right.
Yep, well, I appreciate that. And like I said, we're gonna get our pricing done for building 3 and we're gonna be coming back to you and ask, you know, obviously looking for the same subordination of the ground lease to our loan, and we're gonna continue to invest in Kennedale.
Hopefully one of these days you can get that other corner of that one building that,
Well, you know,
I know it's built for a doctor's office, but
you know, we're actually talking with some folks that you all know pretty well about maybe putting a kids play in there. I hate to rip all that very nice, you know,
it is a
medical.
that building, I've been in there when it was a doctor's office. It's really nice.
It's
Laid out right.
it's perfect for, you know, medical practice, but you know, sit there for, you know, fortunately they were paying rent for 3 years while it sat vacant. That it's been vacant with no rent for longer than we'd like. And, you know, but we're to the point, if we need to rip it out, get somebody in there, we're gonna do it.
Good.
Thank you, gentlemen, and Rosie, thank you. You know, but we're to the point, if we need to rip it out, get somebody in there, we're gonna do it. Thank you, gentlemen.
Up to reports reports and announcements. Number one, updates from members of the Economic Development Corporation Board. Does anybody have any announcements or updates? Updates from staff.
I made the comment earlier, we have received our first plots to light up the park. From the town center park all the way up to the parkway, which is including. We'll get all of it lit up. We're probably gonna start moving on that week, the first part of next week. The idea is to go ahead and get all the lights on, get them ready November 1st. The idea is to go ahead and light the town center up. Everything will be lit up other than the Christmas tree itself, which will be November 6th. It will be a all-day event. Start at noon, go to 8 o'clock on November the 26th. At 6 o'clock, we plan to light up the Christmas tree at that point. We're gonna try to anticipate promoting the park starting November 1st by lighting it up, going a new display, showing a new vision, a new image for the town. With hope to bring more people to the town, the shop, be a part of it. Greater than what we had in the past. November 26th, we'll have the tree lighting. November 27th, we'll have on the 26th, we'll also have vendors that will be in the town center area that hopefully bring more people to the town. 27th, we'll have the same event that will include choirs, churches, schools, and having people come out for the holiday season, singing, whatever, caroling or whatever the case. Give more classes. We'll also have a sweater contest today. So if you have one of those, please come up. Be a part of that as well. The next weekend, next Saturday, December 3rd, we will be doing something similar to it. We'll have a Santa's workshop. We'll host the Kennedale Senior Center. So they'll be able to come out and write a letter to Santa, be able to decorate a tree ornament, that effect, and also do cookies. It's 12 to 3, 3rd. On December the 10th, we'll have movie night at the park, which will be televised. So that's between 6 and 8. So we'll have a large screen out in the park for that. So again, promote the town. December the 17th, right now we have December 16th, 17th. We'll have that will be Saturday, which will be during the day from 12 to 6. We also have the Kennedale, once it's in the Brian Johnson Community Theater, will be doing Christmas Chaos. And once, obviously, that will our one. Absolutely. That's a great question. We have a logo that we will be sharing. It will start coming out this week as well. We have a welcome letter that we'll be sending out as well, displaying what we're wanting to promote, bring people to the town. We want to meet with each your tenants here in town. We would love for them to come in and decorate their stores, their shops, their windows, things like that. Obviously, we'll take care of all the eaves, top of the roof. And we want to help, we want them to be involved and decorate their windows, put lights, whatever they want. So we want them involved. At that same time, we have a website that's set up, Facebook, social media platform. We have meetings with the school district and the churches to help get everybody informed of what we're doing. Mainly, we're changing the date from a Tuesday to a Saturday. So it's important that we make sure we're sharing all this information. But we'll have a letter and basically a logo with a letter indicating what our schedule is for the whole month. Well, if you want to go ahead and set that date up, and just let me know what the date is. I will clear my schedule to make sure we get the opportunity. Elizabeth Partridge, she's our librarian. She will be starting the aspects of managing it going forward. But as the aspect of going out and introducing the city to our new tenants that we have now, I want to be a part of it.
And
we can do it individually, or we can do it as a group. I'm open either way. We'll go and introduce myself along with Steve.
I think that, cause I do sit in as well with, this committee that's doing this. I think that we should, talk to Lori, Boyd and Sanders about this as well, because they might want to get involved as well with this. Um, uh, there's, how many people are on the committee now? Like 6, 7? I think there's 7 of us that are on this committee that are actually putting this apart, putting this together. I'm part of it as well. So I think that, along with, some of those committee members, along with some of our city leaders, we should, get that date set, and then we can all show up and do that together if that's a possibility. As long as there's free pizza, I don't care.
Is there any chance of doing a mass mailing to residents? I, as a resident, have heard of none of these that are coming up. Could we do a letter to the residents of the city to tell about these things rather than just the business owners?
The aspect is, we just had our last meeting. We had to confirm everything that had scheduled. So it's hard to come out sharing information that's not confirmed. As of yesterday, everything is confirmed. What you see coming out later this week, exactly what we have planned. That's pretty much what I just shared. We have our logo, we have the dates, we have the time, we have everything set. We know we have the Christmas tree, we know we have lights. We needed to make sure we had a foundation to start with before we start sharing information. I don't want to go out and share information and all of a sudden 2 weeks from now that changes. But what we have now is we'll have communication citywide area.
What do you mean by citywide communications? I'm not following you
Well, we have
exactly.
social media, websites, we have trunk or treat event for the city voting. We'll be putting flyers in those. For all the school district, media platforms, social media, Twitter, every form of electronic advertisement will be done.
Okay.
Is there any way that we can have a flyer ready for National Night Out? Okay, so National Night Out, which is, I do believe, October 4th. October 4th is National Night Out, and, at that point in time, we can start, putting out flyers at that moment. So if you want to come to the police station or wherever they're holding a night out in your neighborhood, that might be a good time to get a hold of some information like that as well. They've been putting it on the police Facebook platform, Twitter platform. I think the only thing they don't have is a TikTok, but oh dear Lord. So with that being said, they have those out currently right now on social media with National Night Out to register your community. So if you haven't done that already, I do suggest you do it. If you're having that night out, if you're having a community area, that'd be something to look into. We also have future events like Bark in the Park that's coming up. We also have another event and a few more events that are coming up in October, Trunk or Treat. And then I do believe, isn't there one in the beginning of November as well? Or is that just my eyesight going wrong? It might be, but yeah, we had the open house. So there are a lot of events that are coming up in Kennedale that we would be able to get this message out along with all social media platforms, print platforms, plus, word of mouth platform. That's always a good thing as well. Get this message out. We also go on social media platforms, platforms, plus, word of mouth platform. That's always a good thing.
Including we have from Super Bowl homecoming that's coming up. Sorry, I went blank. We will be advertising that as well at homecoming and in every home game event. So we're trying to spread the word the best we can in every platform. The more people that know about it, the more talk come about. That's my plan, is for us to start talking now, bringing it up, bringing the conversation at the dinner table, things of that nature. The next event is where we actually light the park up, which hopefully we're getting more buy-in and say, hey, look what we have done. We're showing progression. We're showing that we're wanting, and we want them to come out and visit and see it. And roughly mid-November, November 15th, we'll actually have the tree up. It's not going to be lit, but the tree will be up for people to start coming back in, seeing the progress of what we're doing, what we're wanting. Obviously, this EDC project, we're promoting our town. Need to know we're here. And they need to know that the city is I think it's a great event for the entire month, something that we'll share not only with Kennedale, but even our surrounding areas. And hopefully they come and see we're here. So,
or banners, we can put it up. We can have some banners made, so 2 or 3 banners that we can move around.
right, as most of you can see that we have banners up now that's promoting our 9/11. We do have some more city logo banners that are coming. We're in the process of buying Christmas, like Happy Holiday, things of that nature, banners that we'll want to put up throughout the town center and out. There's other places in the city that and Craig has been very open with me and willing to get out of all the money he possibly can to help out. No, Craig has been very open with me and willing to help, and we're very grateful for it. Just giving us the opportunity to come in and partner and make the town center something very special. In my mind, is making it a destination from the get-go. I think it's an opportunity to start a new tradition, have new families moving to town. We have developers. I think it's very important that we show that we have true value in our citizens. We want to do something for them. If we don't do things like this, they're going to go somewhere else. The comments that everybody everybody leaves Kennedale, and that's absolutely not true. There's people here and they want to be a part of something. I think it's our responsibility, to be proud of. Hopefully in the future, families that are leaving, maybe at one point they will invite their family to be a part of us. That's great. I truly believe that, absolutely.
Any updates regarding, do you have any announcements extra from the Chamber of Commerce? Or you out of oxygen?
No, I pretty much said it.
Okay.
We did meet today. We spoke about the ribbon cutting for our new council, actually all of our new council. We believe it's extremely important. Doesn't matter if they're a member or not, they're part of us. They're the ones that are helping us get to the point where we're at. So it doesn't matter if we're gonna say hello and absolutely. We do have a fundraiser, October the 24th, for the Kennedale area Chamber of Commerce. It's at Terra Verde. The 11 o'clock tea, and if you have an interest in playing, we can get a team together. Obviously, most of the Well, we're slowly trying to get them back. We're trying to get everything back. There's been some disconnects. That will change. That will change.
All right, item B, item for individual consideration, approval of the minutes for August 23rd, 2022 regular meeting. Has anybody seen any problem with them, or does anybody have a motion?
I haven't seen any issues with them. I'll go ahead and post a motion to go ahead and approve the minutes as is.
Second? All approved? All in favor?
I haven't seen any
Unanimous?
issues with them.
Thank you.
I'll go ahead and post a motion. to go ahead
And
approve the minutes
Do
as is.
we have, want to do finance? But we don't have our finance director today? Okay. We'll just table the financials for today's meeting.
I've already looked at them. I can give you a run through if you want. Looking at them, I don't have any issues with them. With when it was presented at council, I think a Tuesday ago, they said that Ann did state that the financials for EDC are very healthy. She doesn't see it or anticipate any issues, and that everything looks to be on track at this point. But that's what she told me. But that's what she told me.
We will start seeing some that's coming out of it. But everything up to this point has been the same. Probably here. But you'll start seeing some. This basically just for us. But you'll probably start seeing a little bit different.
Okay, on the advice of a city council member and the city manager, would y'all like to, is there a motion to approve the financials
I have a motion to approve the financials.
Is there a second?
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
I have a motion to
All
approve the financials.
Opposed?
Well, is this the final, for latest update? Is this the latest update? Cause okay, so you mentioned that she was gonna put some other stuff on here, right? Oh,
That'll
not for
come out
September.
probably October.
Okay, 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 all right. Yeah, yeah, okay.
Are you still opposed? Okay, so it's unanimous. Thank you very much. All right. We've concluded today's meeting. Anybody have anything else? Like a motion to dismiss?
Motion to dismiss.
We have a second? Thank you. Thank you all for coming out.
Motion to dismiss.
Yeah, Joe's been my, not almost my neighbor, we've been friends for like 25 years. Yeah. I didn't know if he knew his parents phone number. Okay. I'm sorry. He was on the school board and then he got on, and he was basically.
Thank you. Thank you for